And we're live. We're live. Welcome to Horror. We got Skits Comics' first comment. Jumped on that right immediately. Hey, Skits, what's up, man?
What's up,
Saw you
dude?
guys on. I saw both of you guys on Art T Bear's show today. That was pretty cool. You guys
Oh,
were
really?
plugging out your plugging out the end of your campaign. It's awesome.
So
Awesome.
welcome everybody to the show. We'll be discussing the grandfather of hentai.
Pretty much.
Oh,
I couldn't
God.
help it.
I still remember Erotsu Kidoji of the Overfiend for time. And being like, yeah, I think this is a butt even for me. God damn. Oh, but we love the Japanese. We love the Japanese. And, you know, there's just... They're in some kinks.
Did you guys see that I got a first backers review of Blood Hunt?
No, did you?
Yep. I shared it on Twitter.
Yeah? Oh, hell yeah. Well, you got my review, right? I mean, I didn't review. I told you I loved it because I have privilege status, and so I'm going to be working on the Doc's over. He shot me a... Of course, you know, I can't wait to read the comic, but boy, it's jolly good time.
Good deal. How is everybody doing this Monday? How's everybody doing? It's August. Oh my gosh.
Right.
I was just
midsummer.
Yeah.
I stepped outside and it was like, oh, this isn't so bad, and then moving. And then it's like, oh God. In New York, it is muggy as heck. I shouldn't complain, but like when I say that it's hot here, then my friends from Arizona chime in and they're like, dude, no from hot.
Right? Exactly. I lived in Queens and also in the city. I know what muggy New York is. I know what muggy summers are in Chi-Town. Hello, we're in the South. We know what hot is too. Hello, Sunshine States. California too. So yeah, I know what hot is.
and hail CG Dirty South, by the way. Maybe
CG Dirty South.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Why not?
We're not the dirty. We're the upper class South. The dirty South is Arkansas, around that area. That's the dirty.
Gotcha. I stand corrected. But yeah, no, we got Quebecois, we got Kanakistan, we got somebody from Pakistan now.
Oh.
That's doing a book. So we are international, and I think that's a beautiful thing.
Thanks, my love. Yes, the internet is working.
For the moment, it's been active. So people,
well, you know, we do have Hurricane Isaias coming around the bend, so it's been like rain and hailing and tornado warning. So it's been.
Oh God.
Wow.
Oh man. Yeah, crazy. Wow. I have a friend who lives in Texas, and he's like, man, you know, like one month, like sunny outside, blinding sheets of rain and hail and shit, and then it'll be like sun again.
Exactly.
Oh man. But we are here tonight to talk about the sea of one Herbert Howard Lovecraft. And it's interesting because Lovecraft, who was a cult author a long time, it was sort of the hippies that kind of discovered him, like in the 60s. The same people that heard Tolkien and brought Tolkien to the forefront. Lovecraft's sort of a cult author for a very, very long time. And recently happened, which I never thought I would see in my lifetime, which is there was a Library of America edition of Lovecraft. Like the Library of America, these are books when come out with a book or collected work, you officially legit. Like you have been recognized by the intelligentsia, recognized by the literary ruling class. Like you are official. And Lovecraft was one of the people I always thought was going to, like, in the ghetto, but no, he has been finally accepted into that club. Dick, he's another author that's recently had a Library of America edition, who I also thought would just kind of remain a cult author. But that's the amazing thing is, and I think largely that's due to the end, is word gets out and out so much quicker than it used to. And of course, that an artist is incredibly influential. They have a term named after them, like Lovecraftian or David Cronenbergian. Here quite often.
What would I mean if I ever become famous like that? It would just sound all wrong. Druishian.
Oh, that's pretty cool. The Druishian. That's pretty cool.
You don't look true.
Yeah, I don't feel Druish either.
Yeah, come on, the ponytail. The braid.
Maybe if I got a big like hood on and I walked around going, you
just need to stop. You just need to stop trimming the beard, right? And let the braid show more, and you'll be fine.
Yeah. You don't have any bogmen. You don't have any bogmen in your back.
Wait, you guys are talking Jewish. I'm talking Druish. Like
we're talking
Druish.
Like the Druids. You know?
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about, bro.
Why are you trying to take it to another place?
I don't know. I was wondering what you guys were saying.
I got your Druid cloak right here. There you go.
She's got the Druid look going for me. There you go.
There you go.
Stonehenge, where the demons dwell, and she's live. They do live well. Stonehenge. We're going off into a tap tangent here.
Stonehenge.
Totally nothing to do with that.
Stonehenge is one of the places I do wish to travel to one of these days.
I as well. They just came out with a couple of articles that they were like, we finally just, solved the mystery of Stonehenge, and it had to do with some guy in Texas, who had this like piece of information that we needed. And it sounded so like conspiracy theorists. It's like this guy in Texas had this piece of information that was needed, that way they were digging now in this new place for Stonehenge, and it solved the problem. And I was like, Texas, really? Come on.
Please, Drew, never know because you want to get stoned at Stonehenge.
Stoned at Stonehenge?
I would spark one up there.
I would definitely consider that. Yes.
Right.
Without a doubt.
But I would have to have a pipe made out of a hinge just to make it all the way there.
Or we could maybe bogman and like up and snort them.
We just bring some.
I think we've digressed a little bit too far now.
Yeah, we have. Yeah,
where do we start?
Never wrote about bogman.
Where do we start with Lovecraft? Where do we start? Do we start with the Cthulhu? Where do you want to start?
We start with
what was the first one?
His childhood was very, very odd.
Yeah.
His mother did a girl, and she got and so she used to dress as a girl, and he famously, at least in circles, would run around. I'm a little girl. I'm a girl.
Yes,
father was
much.
Yeah,
that would explain some of the eccentricities, I think.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Also, was the son of a father who was a philanderer who ended up in an asylum with a case of this was something that would inform his work. I think that's why you have with Lovecraft's child, is because it explains so much about his obsession with insanity and with madhouses. Asylum, absolutely, without a doubt, comes from his fear of maybe hereditary.
Exactly.
Um,
Him and Skits would be best friends. Just put it out there. Him and Skits would be best friends. Just putting it out there.
Most definitely. Uh, right now he canceled a lot because he had a cat that I can't even mention, and you know, he was not like other kids. A little girl, related a story about how a little girl he came across Lovecraft, who was an amateur astronomer, and he was looking through his glass stars, and she came up to him and started like a conversation, and now she was talking to a grown, and she didn't understand a single word of what he was saying. He was really well read. He was like a child, and something that wasn't because it alienated him from other children. He almost bullied at school. He never spoke about it. He was lonely and very isolated. His experience, his first encounter weird fiction, as it was, he came across in his parents' library of The Island of Moreau, H.G. Wells. H.G. Wells is normally of as a science fiction author, which he was, but he was also a horror writer.
Yes,
when you
he
think
was.
about his most iconic stories, Time has the Mox, right? Visible Man, very powerful
Oh yeah.
elements. The Worlds, okay? So, I think we're beginning had the saw the difference between science fiction and right. And let's face it, the first science novel written by Mary Shelley, also a horror novel. That's Frankenstein. So, and science and fiction have been like this for all long as we can remember.
Yeah.
And that was, of course, when you look at later work, at Obsession Cosmic Dread, referred to as the Thulu mythos or Cthulhu. That wasn't something that's not a term that he created. Cthulhu mythos. That's something that people created when they saw the connection between his stories and saw that there was a shared mythology, shared universe. Lovecraft, of course, very shy fellow, married a Jewish woman named Sonia Hoftgreen. To the city together. That didn't work out well. She tried opening a hat shop. He had his one and only legit day job, which lasted maybe like a week, as a clerk. He was somebody that didn't human very well.
I can relate to that.
Yeah, me too. When I was a kid, I started Lovecraft, and then started. It's one of those guys. You become obsessed with fiction, you become obsessed with man. You want to know where it's coming from. It all feels so personal. All feels maybe you need to tell you something.
Everything's about to make you feel powerless.
Absolutely. Those plans had, those impressions of yourself and your species, yeah, that's not going to work out for you. And also self-loathing that you find in his work. If you look at his early stories, reminiscent of certain Lord Dunstan, who isn't that famous, but was very famous when Lovecraft was coming up. And they're Dunsanian fantasies, right? The Cathar, that sort of a thing. He had a soul for cats for the rest of his life, although he never had another cat after childhood appeared, which is a sad thing. His early stories are human degeneration, right? It's like the fear of like the pictures, they're all subhuman, and it's only really late that you get to Cthulhu mythos, where he starts exploring gods and the old ones.
Well, remember he also was he loved writing letters. He was part of that Lovecraft circle that was so famous between him and all the other authors, where they were just talking about their daily life. And it was so mundane and so like, oh my God, what we're going to do. So when he started doing the one with like the otherworldly, it really lifted him up and lifted everybody up, because I mean, he was just doing mundane stuff. You know what I mean? And he didn't really get enough money, from his horror writings per se. Like Poe, they just were like not famous for that until after,
Yeah. He became famously and was famous like within that circle. He had the admiration of he and Robert E. Howard, of course, very long, very spirited correspondence. The Lovecraft letters, by the way, volume. It's a to Conan, and they would get very spirited takes of human whether barbarism was mankind, and it's interesting because you would have used Robert E. Howard that he would have been the guy that was on the right. No, it was the other way around. And and so they all often had these spirited discussions, always civil, where they would disagree, point, counterpoint, and Lovecraft went to one party and a bunch of authors, Ashton Smith, these other cats, happened there, was in Texas. Lovecraft would not, he used a letter word. Well, not a 4-letter word. He said, "Shit." Suddenly, people were like, "What the fuck?" And then, like, one of the authors walked up to the others and was like, "I drink."
Is it just me, or sometimes Brian like bots out a bit?
Yeah, he's been botting out. I was wondering.
I was wondering if it was my connection, but you're all fine. Yeah, there's no lag with you, so I'm like, ooh.
Well, see, and that's why I went off camera and I was like, "Is it me? Is it me?"
Right?
I you know what? When you said that, I was actually looking at my internet connection to make sure it wasn't me.
See, I did the same thing.
You see, I went straight to Avatar and I was like, "Was it me? Was it me? Was it me?"
That's why I muted myself. I was checking. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, he's got that New York internet. So
yeah, it sucks. But what was I? So he eventually, but yeah, about the Lovecraft's that he was an amateur. If you really like Robert E. Howard, that dude was a pro. He wrote and he write. There were old magazines at that time, certain things, right? Pulps or boxing pulps, wrestling, like right? He could write any one of those. And Weird Tales is where he came into it and created a style, this wonderful, forgettable character like Solomon King, one of the Barbarian.
Solomon King.
My forever. And Love didn't like that. When Pop asked him, "Dude, like, not really any novel?" No. And said when he had a case of Charles Ward and unknown, like, in a filing cabinet. So he didn't know how to mark himself. Like I said, he didn't know how to human. He died penniless, divorced. His wife Sonia said that he was a adequately excellent lover, but he wasn't very.
Did you say adequately excellent lover?
Mm-hmm.
Adequately, lover.
So was he excellent or was he adequate? That's the question.
He was adequate in
Adequate.
some things and excellent in others. So he was adequately excellent.
Yeah. Oh,
That's strange.
I have to bite my tongue. Something,
It's a polite way to say, it's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, Sam.
He was
Okay.
he was I just thought downstairs. You know what I'm saying? You know, given his dislike for food.
Yes. Yes, I do know that story.
You know, she ditched him. It was split, and he died of stomach at the age of his 4, and he had never, you know, any film adapted his work. Never. He thought for sure that he'd be forgotten. He didn't think that he would have any legacy ever. Keep in mind, he was somebody that I was like trapped in a kind of feedback loop. But his imagination is staggering. I agree with Steve. He says that he is the dark of the century. Without it, anybody else becomes close. In terms of influence,
So
he loved every.
let's say,
It's real.
Anybody else tripping on Brian's delays?
yeah. I'm waiting for him to stop to say something, and every time it's because he's bugged. And I'm like, oops. I was gonna say, let's take the time to say hi and welcome to our new listeners.
We got Angela Pearfish, we got Skip Comic, we got Lothar D, we got Triple R. Let's see who else we got. We got lots of skits hanging out.
Yeah, thanks everybody for. We really do hate it, and hey in the chat.
Yep.
If you have any questions,
love it when you guys all come. Really, we do love it when you guys come and hang out with us. It's awesome. So,
yeah. And if you have any questions, comments to make about love, put them our way, and we will try to address. And we're going to have to talk, of course, about the movie adaptation, which are pretty sparse when you think about it, unless you're including student films and really productions, because there have been some interesting and amazing ones.
You know what? I tried to find, I actually spent a good deal of time this afternoon trying to find a decent Lovecraft movie reference. I want to know why there aren't any really good Lovecraft movies made from his stories. There are a lot that are loosely based on his stories, but good ones, not just they're made, but
we just had the greatest Lovecraft ever made.
The what?
The best ever made, as far as I'm concerned, just came here, which is The Color Out of Space by Richard Stanley.
Yep, The Color Out of Space. I was just about to say that. And also, Fear of the Unknown is actually
brilliant
good too.
Documentary, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which is wonderful. It's like a lot of authors, Guillermo del Toro, a lot of people talking.
What's the name of it?
Fear of the Unknown.
The Color Out of Space and The Fear of the Unknown.
Okay, Brian froze.
Rick,
you want me to take over now?
Hey, Brian, why don't you kick yourself out and come back?
No, he's doing it on purpose. See? He just flipped you the bird, bro.
Well, I was just thinking that he might be able to get a better internet connection real fast if you did that.
I was telling to him and you, Simon, that you're not sack.
What? You cut out when you said you're.
See, is he frozen or is he faking it? We can't tell.
Right now he's frozen. So yeah.
Is he frozen?
But anyway, the H.P. Lovecraft Fear of the Unknown. Go check that one out. There's a lot of stuff that you can find that's out there. Some hazy stuff out there on YouTube, but You've got the Dreams, and the Witch House is also good.
That seems better.
Yep.
Next,
Oh, there you
No.
are. Oh,
and there I go.
Woo!
Here he is, and here he goes.
And I'm just going over to my bookshelf. Dreams. That's a great.
Yeah, it must be
Mhm.
his internet. He's still roboting out a little.
Yeah, but it's not as bad.
No, not yet.
He said no, not yet. But yeah, go check those out because they're pretty good, and they give a nice view of what Lovecraft, what his writings were about. And it's
You know,
actually one of the good things to read as well as to listen and to see a different medium, to see how people interpret it as well.
So I been trying to check out like I just Googled Fear of the Unknown and like virtually found nothing. It's kind of weird.
I'll send you
I
some.
mean, there's a lot of Send me a link, DM me a link because I'm only finding like other things with the same title.
Yeah, I'll send you something. I'll send you some stuff so you can. That's why I was like, I gotta be in this one. I know my Lovecrafts. No, my
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, I've read
Yeah.
quite a bit of Lovecraft, but you know what I mean. And I always thought that Lovecraft would make great movies, like like straight, just like ultimate horrific kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And I've seen a lot of Lovecraftian comics. You know.
Mhm.
Oh yes,
I mean, one
with
of the
some
funniest-
wonderful add-ons.
I mean, one of the funniest things is when I discovered Lovecraft. Right? Somebody told me, like, "Do you know Lovecraft?" I go, "I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about." Right? So he starts telling me, like,
Are you
know that
picking up
title?"
on me? Are you hitting on me?
You're like, "Do you know that title? That title?" I'm like, "Nope." No, and remember, right? When I was a kid, my access was to French books, so I technically like maybe know most of the time like the French title more than the English if I haven't read it again since, right? Type of thing. So it's kind of like, so he's like, that book. I'm like, nope. Then he starts telling me about it, and I'm like, yeah, that's how I discovered that I knew him for years.
Right?
Because
Nice.
I read Dagon, Cthulhu. I knew about Cthulhu. And I'm like, oh, that's the guy from the Cthulhu? He goes, yeah. Well, yeah, fuck yeah, I know him.
He's so enmeshed in our culture now. It's incredible. It's just you could see it in so many places. One book I just want off real quick here is kind of a funky title. Lovecraft Book of. This is not a book of the Lovecraft series, but
Oh,
of the.
man.
Pepper Potts, what's your Lovecraft story? Capital would be my guess.
Yeah, she likes good. She likes hentai. So
The Yellow Sign by W. Chambers. Yeah, that really an influence. William Hope Hodgkins. People, if you love Lovecraft, check out William Hope Hodgkins. He's very Lovecraft.
have you guys seen the Nicolas Cage Color Out of Space?
Nope.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about. Yep.
Yep.
Mhm.
By
Rich
Rich Stanley. Brilliant,
It's
absolutely
it's
brilliant.
really good, actually. Nicolas Cage. I mean, he's literally, if you open up your Netflix, Nicolas Cage is like on 40 movies right now. I'm surprised it's not on Netflix right now. So he's been like everywhere.
Well, he had breast problems.
That
People
is
were wondering, like, Cage doing all these movies. He had problems.
I
That
got
is
Pepper
true.
Potts
He's
playing
in-
on my keyboard. This is
Eh.
common.
Aww. And she's Craft would approve. There. Oh yeah. Non-suck. Just absolutely. This is a scene that's a different side to Lovecraft. There's in the Dream Quest of Unknown, where you have God, what's the name of the character again? Randolph Carter.
Mhm.
And who is a hero who appears in a lot of Lovecraft's, who is sort of an idealized version of Lovecraft himself. Lovecraft guilty of doing that, putting sort of idealized versions of as protagonists in his stories. And this is a guy who his dreams goes to like other worlds. And Dream Quest of Doth is like a novel length story like this. And at a point where he goes to an inn, and there's a little kitten there, and there's a little saucer full of rich cream for the kitten. So later on, getting these horrible snail monsters, like snail men, right? And he's absolutely fucked. And suddenly, the rescue, a horde, and they come in, and they kick snail men, and Randolph Carter's like, why did you guys come to the rescue? And the leader of the cat says, I have a nephew, and he told me that you gave him a saucer full of rich cream. In other words, like, hey, we know friend of the kitty, we're down for you too. It shows like a very sort of like a cute and affectionate side to Lovecraft. So he did have that, although of course, and love him his very brooding cosmic stories.
They're always brooding. They're always Batman.
Yeah,
Yep.
they really are. I mean, it's I think that's why he like fell in. I mean, not just the monsters and stuff, but I mean, he really fell into the horror genre really well, because it started out with like a place of sullen, a place of sadness almost.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Oh, absolutely. Of course, Lovecraft was an atheist. Was something that plays very heavily.
Wasn't he one of the first horror writer that wrote stories where it didn't end well?
Yes, his heroes very often end up either dead or their head against of like in a padded cell in Arkham Asylum.
Yep.
And for those of you that don't know Arkham Asylum from like the DC Comics, Batman, that's taken from Lovecraft.
Yep.
Exactly. It's all a rip. There's nothing new under the sun.
Like that's a great game, by the way. Arkham Horror. It's a great.
Except for Skits the Sun book one.
It is. Oh God, Karshina, so for you too that's taken off like.
Hey, we've got 7 hours left to go, so we're trying to push it. We're trying to push it stealthy as we can.
Well, Drew, I'm Drew when I say we'll plug that head and show everybody the trailer and then before we for sure. Right, Drew?
I kind of understand what you're saying, sort of.
So anyway, Lovecraft paper. This is the one that did it for me. Found this on shelf in my favorite bookstore, which is where I got my books.
Oh, nice.
They also had a really nice horror and fantasy section. This is God, who's this cover by? It's Michael Whelan. It is very, very some black and white. Feel a little more dreamlike, and there's the first in a series of Ray paperbacks that came out, and they basically took this wraparound painting, used pieces of it for the different papers. It's a case of Charles Dexter, which is filmed, I believe, 2 or 3 times. Once as Die Monster Die, Boris Karloff, and God, what was the other one? The Resurrected. That's generally thought of as one of the better Lovecrafts. Which is by Dan O'Bannon, who Alien and of course wrote and directed classic The Living Dead.
The
Living Dead.
Dream Doth, The Lurker. Please don't watch the movie.
You can't. If you're gonna talk Lovecraft, you cannot forget when you Lovecraft books. You cannot forget the book that appears in the Lovecraft books.
The
Oh,
Necronomicon, Book of the
The
Dead.
Necronomicon.
my
course.
copy.
Of course.
Yeah, the Necronomicon, which Craft quote from profusely, and which a lot of people thought was a convincing. Or people who would ask him, like, dude, where can I get a copy of this?
Hmm.
It's just like, which to me is interesting because Necronomicon, written by the mad Arab Abdul al-Hazred, is a book that, when you read it, will drive you insane. And people are asking, where can I get this thing? Which, perfect Lovecraft, because in Lovecraft's, very often you see his heroes going places, doing things they know are to drive them mad. That they're be privy to some knowledge that's going to drive them shit crazy. They can't help themselves. They have to know. And really, a book that you insane, wouldn't you want to read it? If there was a movie, a horror movie that was so intense, drive you nuts.
I don't
Wouldn't you
know. I
wanna
wouldn't
see
watch. I wouldn't watch the like if there was a real Ring video. You know what I mean? One that was like supposedly if you watched it, it would curse your world or whatever. I don't think I would watch it. I just
That's a
don't
little
think I would.
different. Yeah. This is the Necronomicon, which has a little camera, by the way, in Richard's new Color Out of Space movie, and is, I think, Colin Wilson, who wrote a book called with a big, thick book-sized volume.
Karshina,
Yeah.
save us from the roboting for a little bit, just so we don't lose everybody.
Oh man, I'm still roboting.
Yeah,
That's
totally.
quite all right. So then, if we're gonna go back to the movie itself, and talk about the Necronomicon, I mean, I thought the '93 movie that they did, I actually loved it. I mean, it's always good for people who love Lovecraft, people who were like, "Yep, I'm a weird person. This is the movie for me." I mean, they did a really, at the time, a good
Book of the
job.
Dead, right? You're talking about Necronomicon Book of the Dead, that movie, 1993.
Yes, of course. Not the Evil Dead kids, but yes, the the Book of the Dead.
The Brian Yuzna one, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I thought it was well done. I mean, I remember watching these, and then of course the one main thing was always the sea creatures. It was just always like, oh no, there's a Cthulhu. There's things are coming out of the sea, and you always have to rewind and go back. And man, this movie was like the ultimate at that time in the late '90s that really changed how people were looking at these cult classics. And when they were looking at these cult classes, they can look at these anthologies and really say, yes, this is this book. This is a book inside of a book, and we're doing these like little mini movies inside of this, albeit short. I really wished when I start watching these movies that they would have just taken one book, one story, and then just did like a whole 1 hour, 2 hour span instead of just like a good 20-minute snippet here. And I get it. But I would love to see something like that in this day and age, now that we've got better technology, better stuff. I mean, yes, some CGI stuff, but I would really love to see these stories be revamped, not in an anthology, but like as individual stories, and then just play it out, just play it out.
I
it's
agree.
it's one of the things that I do agree, and I like they're not. There's 3 movies that I really like, right? And they're not based on Lovecraft like work, but they're highly freaking inspired by it, to the point that even the director said it, and he's one of my all-time favorite, John Carpenter.
Yes.
And if you remember, he did something called the Apocalypse trilogy, which was his Cornetto trilogy, right? He started with The Thing, which was fucking great.
Yes.
Prince of Darkness, which was really good. And my favorite of them all, In the Mouth of Madness.
In the Mouth of Madness is
that
on
one
point,
is
on point. Yeah.
It's sick, and dude, you don't get more Lovecraftian than that, and I love it.
You don't.
It's one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, and what I love about the title is that it's a combination of two Lovecraft titles. It's a combination of At the Madness and The Shadow over Innsmouth.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right? Innsmouth in mouth, right?
Mhm.
And actually there's the one filmmaker that's the most associated with Lovecraft is oh God, I'm sorry, I'm blank. The guy who did Reanimator, Stuart Gordon.
Yes.
Stuart Gordon,
Yes.
right?
Stuart Gordon.
And Nicholas Paoli, who was the screenwriter on those films. They did a bunch of Lovecraft movies. They did Reanimator, From Beyond. The Blu-ray of that, by the way, is freaking amazing.
Yeah, those movies were great.
Fantastic. Lovecraft would have hated.
The Bride of
Absolutely.
Reanimator.
And then there was the third one, which had Reanimator in prison. Stuart Gordon. Well, the sequels are by Brian Yuzna. There was a sequel that Stuart Gordon wanted to do when Bush was in office, which was called Reanimator in Washington, where the president dies, and they're like, quick, we got to do something. Get Herbert West in here. And so, like, the president would be like reanimated. It would be like a reanimated corpse.
That would have been hilarious.
So it would have been a satire.
They did an episode of Tales from the Crypt that was sort of Lovecraftian-esque, and it was actually a really good take. And, you know, growing up, you had to watch, like, the HBO.
Are you talking about Demon Knight?
No, not Demon Knight, not the movie. I'm talking about, like, a little one of the episodes. And they did one that was based on one of the Lovecraftian stories. And then, you know, they stepped it up. And I was like, wait, is this from Lovecraft? And, like, myself and another person was like, yup, they straight jacked it. And I was like, ooh, good for you, HBO. You know, good for you. But it's just one of those things where if you're watching, like, stuff like Tales from the Crypt, you know, more anthologies, more little stories, you can see the influence of Lovecraft and a lot of those horror stories. And it was just great.
Have you guys ever seen it?
I guess you would see a lot of influence of Lovecraft in most horror stories. I mean, I really see, like, even in, like, Psycho and stuff like that, I see, like, a lot of Lovecraft influence.
Well, that was written by Robert Bloch, and Robert Bloch was a pen pal of Lovecraft's. And as a matter of fact, Robert Bloch said he kicked himself in his ass for the rest of his life because he actually lived not far from Lovecraft and really regrets not having gone to pay him a visit. But they were so close in their correspondence that Lovecraft actually included Robert Bloch in one of his stories. I can't remember for the life of me which one, but yeah. So yeah, Robert Bloch wrote Psycho. So there's your Lovecraft connection right there.
Here's another.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sim.
I was gonna say another one, like to go back to, you know, like people that really got inspired and movies got inspired by it, right? And you can feel it. Was the actual Cornetto trilogy that I was talking about is by Edgar Wright, right? Shaun of the Dead.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
And you see it. It's in Hot Fuzz. It's 100%.
That is 100%.
And then The World's End.
Yes, that's a good one, Sam. I mean, there's so much influence in all these movies. I mean, even in the 60s for Dark Shadows, if you really check that out, there was a rendition of H.P. Lovecraft. I mean, also the New England coast. He was born in Rhode Island, died in Rhode Island, all those, you know, mansions, all that stuff. Dark Shadows had it. So, I mean, yeah, a lot of people really were influenced at that time. Anything creepy and horrific.
Do you guys remember Dark City too? Like not many people talk about it. That was great.
Yeah.
That was great.
That's a very, very cool movie.
Yeah, it also has that you know, imminent doom, that powerless, and you know, it gave me a vibe of Lovecraftian because, you know, they're talking about aliens, you know,
that are inhabiting the dead.
Yeah.
Have any of you all seen Rod Serling's Night Gallery?
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Come on.
They did straight adaptations of Lovecraft story.
Really?
Yeah. Pickman's Model was adapted. and a couple other ones too. Man, great effects here by I think Screaming Mad George. Yuzen is interesting because his movies are either like really good and a lot of fun, or they're like all unwatchably bad. He's like one of those guys that seems to be like he can't like find like a middle ground. You know, you're either gonna get something awesome or you're gonna get something that's absolute shite.
Hey,
I would
Mogwai, good to
love
see you,
to
buddy.
Mogwai, what's up?
What's up,
I
Mogwai?
would love to get one of my films in the Lovecraft Film Festival. I mean, that to me would be like their film festivals. Have you been to one, or have you seen or heard about them?
I have
I've
heard
heard
about.
of them.
I had heard about a Lovecraftian film festival in New York that I couldn't get to I couldn't get. First of all, I couldn't get to New York to go there, and then I heard the tickets were even harder to get.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, than a plane ticket in time.
they're amazing, and I just would love to do something. You know, it's just like, come on, we've got 4 people here that we can get something together, and if we can submit something for the festival, that would be awesome.
That would be great. That would be great. Did you see that black and white silent adaptation of the Call of Cthulhu?
Yes, yeah,
Wasn't
I
that-
have. I actually have.
That's really cool because it's done. For those of you that haven't seen it, it's basically a fake, which is to say, or a deep fake. It's supposed to be like an adaptation of the Call of Cthulhu that was made like in the 1920s.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and it's got some really cool practical special effects. It's definitely worth hunting down. It's also worth mentioning that Lovecraft isn't easy to adapt. He's one of the more difficult authors, really, to adapt, and I think that's one of the reasons why we haven't seen a lot of really great Lovecraft films.
I do love those movies that try to intentionally retro it, and they like nail the retro look. You know what I mean? They use modern practical effects, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's it.
To nail that retro stuff.
That's what that is.
I love when people are doing that. Like nowadays, it's done. It's so cool because it's like I see this one team. I can't remember the movie right now, but they did it all. Like they shot it all in a red, and then they put it all, digital touch-ups, all that kind of stuff. Then reshot what they did in a captured screen with an 8mm or something. You know what I mean? So it's like straight, went like completely different, like film grain, film look. Everything was just completely insane. And then when you watch it back, it looked like it was shot in like 1950, you know what I mean, maybe 55.
Yep. I keep hoping that somebody's going to come out with very simple filters that people are going to be able to use. So you could use like a 1970s exploitation movie filter.
Well, they do have some of that. They do have some of those on the cell phone. I mean,
so cool.
But they're not as cool as the real thing.
Never will be. Never will be. Which story is this? I forget. I haven't seen this in a long time.
Oh, man. It's me. Hello. I'm here. Why? They took my mind.
That's a great line. They took
my
mind.
I tell you, you know what? Lovecraft is probably one of the more twisted authors, and it has probably inspired some of the most twisted people to follow up. I mean,
oh yeah, without a doubt, he had a twisted imagination, but also just staggering in its scope. The mythology that he created is just dense. It's on a similar level to a Tolkien, really.
It really is. And the thing about it is that it's not easy to read unless you really immerse yourself into it. Like if you're reading,
you can't read it in bites. You can't
read it
in bites.
You can't. You have to move through, purge through. You have to like literally go through it all just to get it. Keep up with the characters, keep up with what's going on. But that's what's so interesting about Lovecraft is because that's the type of stories you really want to immerse yourself in. Like if you can't
Absolutely.
put it down, that you can't just pick it back up and be like, oh, right, what? You know what I mean? You have to really continue through those storylines.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, he has, a lot of people make fun of Lovecraft's writing style because it was very antiquated, even for the time in which he was writing. And, he would use, certain polysyllables and certain, like, words over and over again, like unnameable and eldritch, nameless. He would lay it on pretty thick. But the fact that Lovecraft's style is so easy to satirize is an indication of how iconic it is, too, I think.
I mean, how many of us, I mean, this whole panel, we've done stuff. How hard is it when you're trying to think of like a title? You're like, what would be a good movie title? Like if you really think about it now, you're like, Nameless? That sounds pretty good. You know what I mean? You're like, wait, Nameless. I can do so much with this. What can I terrorize people with? The Nameless. I mean, it takes a lot to actually come up with like titles that can stand the test of time, that you can say, yeah, let's thumb through this, let's go through this.
What's funny is you never know what's gonna connect. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I doubt Loveless knew which stories were gonna be hits and which ones were gonna fade into the nothing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, nobody ever does. You look at there are a lot of authors. It's often like their side projects that become like the happening thing, like the thing that they really, really invest themselves in, the thing that they really push, the one that think that like this is going to be it. That's not the thing. It's always like something else. The thing that that they did as a side project, or that they had kept on the back burner,
or their sellout project,
or their sellout project. You never know what people are going to connect with. Another thing about Lovecraft that a lot of people don't know is that he was also a poet. And this is a nice little paperback edition of Fungi from Yuggoth and Other Poems. This is... Oh, I love how this smells. You can see the pages are nice and yellowed.
It's called Fungi, and you start off with, I love how it smells.
1963. Interesting thing about Lovecraft and his poetry, though. Lovecraft considered himself a poet, and he wasn't a very good one. Robert E. Howard didn't consider himself a poet, and was an absolutely spectacular one.
Exactly. It's always the opposite.
Isn't that interesting? Some of these are still pretty good, though.
But the name that you know is Lovecraft. That is the name that you know. So there you go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like one of those names that when you first hear it, you don't have any idea what you fucking are in for. Because I actually remember like reading all kinds of Lovecraft stuff and never realizing that it was H.P. Lovecraft. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I never even knew that H.G. Wells was the author of some of my favorite stories. I never actually looked at who wrote them. You know what I mean? I just read them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when somebody was all like, "Oh, you're a Lovecraft fan," I'm like,
"Who?
What? You're a Lovecraft fan?" I'm like, I'm only like 12. I haven't had that much sex. You know what I mean? It's like,
you're like, Love Shack, baby, Love Shack. What? No, Lovecraft. Okay, Lovecraft.
Yeah. So like the art, the craft of making love is what I thought. You know what I mean?
Right.
For the longest time, when people keep talking about Lovecraft and you read much Lovecraft, I'm like, why are people asking me that? You know what I mean? It's like,
is this like a sex manual or something like that?
Right, it's tripping me out.
Dr. Alex Comfort or some shit like that?
Alex Comfort.
The Joy of Sex. He wrote that very famous.
Oh yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people don't realize what they're reading because it's an adaptation or it's Lovecraftian, in that, sort of style. And everyone's trying to emulate him, and it's sad that he didn't get as much recognition, dime penniless and pauper like, and then now look at our generations, we're like, oh my god, Lovecraft, we buy his books, and he's just like, yeah, where were you in like 1922? Yeah. It's like, Where were you?
Oh my god! Oh my god! It's like it's almost as infuriating as going to like a liquor store and seeing Van Gogh vodka. He literally didn't sell a painting. He didn't sell one painting, I think, his entire life.
Right.
And Van Gogh vodka. Oh, you mother effers! Like what?
You sent me so Karshina, you sent me audiobooks, right? Yeah.
I sent you some audios, yeah. And they had
Well,
some
I'm gonna
visuals.
post those in
some
I'm
of
gonna
them.
post those in the chat then, because
Yeah.
we're not gonna sit. There's no way we're not gonna sit here and just listen. We're gonna be talking.
No, yeah. They're really good. So I sent those. Just take a listen to them, and it's just like it's just an immersive experience to hear it, audio visual as well. So I mean, it's great. It's just great. Howard Phillip.
Howard Phillips, Madame Phillips Lovecraft.
It's crazy. And he always, and you know what? Everyone knows him by that smug look. It's just like him and Poe. Poe was like, take my picture. You know, and
but Lovecraft,
like,
Lovecraft always looked very puritanical. He always looked very, which of course he was in many respects.
He was, yeah.
Yeah. This is the definitive biography by L. Sprogdekamp. You can see it's ripped up the spine because I couldn't find this in a bookstore, and it was in my university library. And a friend of mine was just like, "You're always taking that book out. You're always reading that book. Here it is." I was like, "Dude, you fucking like." He ripped the like strip out and like gave it to me, and it was just like, "Great, now I'm an accessory to a fucking crime. Thanks, bro." But I kept the book, of course. I wasn't gonna give that shit back because you couldn't get this at the time. It was long out of print. There you can see.
Yeah.
A portrait of him. He was very he had what's referred to as an Easter Island face.
Yep.
Right?
It was very elongated. And he always was looking all, if you look at all of those portraits, he's always looking like an aside, like he's always looking past the photographer because he just didn't like that direct contact. I mean, I think that's something in his books that's how you see him. You have direct contact with him through his words, but whenever you saw a picture, he was like, "No, that ain't me."
Oh, the self-loathing.
No,
Self-loathing was intense. Was intense for him, and it really showed the stories. And nice stop motion effect there. And there is his lovely wife, Sonia Haftgreen. People like to point out that
gotta love that hat, girl. Love that hat.
Oh, without a doubt.
Birds with one stone.
Oh, I was like wondering why that didn't happen. I was like, I pasted them in the private chat. I was wondering.
A chance to be reborn into a better world.
And here's a silhouette that was made of Lovecraft when he was alive. You know, a very noticeable profile there, I would say. Distinctive.
Like Hitchcock, yeah.
There's your Alfred Hitchcock.
Oh, and here's Robert E. Howard looking like Edward G. Robinson. See?
Bugsy Malone. There you go.
This isn't even Lovecraft. But Lovecraftian certainly, but not actual Lovecraft. It's the one problem I have with that movie is they didn't really directly adapt any of Lovecraft stories. But I mean that
I have that problem with a lot of Lovecraftian movies is that they don't like the stories that like the movie might even use the title, you know what I mean? But it's not the same story that I read. It drives me batshit.
Right.
I want somebody to actually make a movie on them fucked up stories that I read.
Yeah, well, Guillermo del Toro was going to do an adaptation, a big budget adaptation of At the Mountains of Madness, and then Prometheus came out, which has a very similar plot. Alien, of course, I think Stephen King was correct when he said that Alien is basically Lovecraft in outer space, except instead of the
Lovecraft
elder
in
gods
space.
coming to us, we go to them,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so the project was shelved for the foreseeable future. And this was going to be a Lovecraft adaptation that was a period piece. You see, that's one of the things that's so difficult about adapting Lovecraft too, is that period pieces are very, very expensive to make. And, well, you're talking about, horror, which is a low-budget genre in general.
The period pieces are expensive depending on where and when the period. Some period pieces are pretty inexpensive. Like, say, if you wanted to make a 50s period piece, you can go shoot that shit in Cuba and get it done fucking easy. I'm not, no joke.
Right?
End of the day, you're done. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You definitely wouldn't have any problem finding the sweet fucking cars. That's
and
for
if you
sure.
and if you want to do Victorian era, you can actually find areas of England and Europe that are still decked out from the day, including the people that are there. They actually dress that way pretty much on the regular, because they have like little events that celebrate
Exactly.
that. And you can actually go there, and the mayor of the town will be able to meet with you, and you can actually book out the whole fucking town, and they will basically cosplay for a fee for your whole movie. It's
so
fucking
awesome.
insane that there's
That's
towns
awesome.
like that. So it really comes down to the era and the location.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Here, of course, we're talking like the 1920s, which is where most of his stories are set.
Again, location is still an era, because if you're talking about 1920s in the United States, that's actually not very hard to do. I mean, there's actually it's if you want to do a big cast, that's where it gets hard. If you want to go epic scale
and make it look lush, because you could do like a Civil War era picture just by getting some Civil War reenactment people, but the
Right.
movie could still look incredibly cheap.
On the battlefields, yeah. But I mean, yeah. Well, Drew is actually absolutely right. I mean, we have friends on Nantucket, and you can totally do, like, if you want to do a coastal sea town, and do like something like that, or anything in Rhode Island, anything in the New England states still has that mist of, yes, I can go here, and yes, here's my cobbled streets. All I gotta do is just get a cast of 1,000 actors, or even 100, do their little walk-bys, as extras, and you've got your reenactments right there, and then do all kinds of stuff. Because let's think about it. If you think about New England states, especially like in the wintertime, or especially at night, the cold, the mist, all that stuff makes for a great horror set just naturally. Naturally. You don't need a movie set for that. I mean, you can just walk on those streets and be like, here you go, clam chowders.
For instance, I understand that Salem, Massachusetts tries to look like a fucking, witch burning town still. Just
of course.
For the tourist people.
Yeah, that's their economy.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of that. I mean, so it really comes down to like when and and where. So, but yeah. Because I mean,
but
trust me, that's fun
Hollywood
stuff
in their town. They're like, we don't want you, Hollywood, and you're like, yeah, but we're gonna give you money. Oh, okay, just for like an hour. And then they're like, okay.
Right.
People don't want Hollywood in their town, but people want filmmakers in their town. That's the difference. If you're like, oh, we're a big budget Hollywood production, people are like, But if you're like, oh, we got this production going and this kind of stuff, and I don't know any towns. Actually, I do. I know 2 towns here in California that are like Old West style ghost towns. Like if you're gonna do a Western, you can go and talk to the mayor, and you can like actually book out the whole fucking town for a few days. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's a few of those here. In fact, there's a town here that's, I believe, it's still for sale. Like the whole town is for sale.
Oh, that's so cool.
Because Hollywood bought it to make a movie,
right?
And then they've been selling it. So
yeah,
it's up for sale.
There's another place in LA actually where they film MASH, and where they film like the other places. I did a photo shoot out there, and it actually still has the old Western town that's there. I'll have to send some pictures to you, and you've got like the same guy that's like the park range. It's like a park / range. Like you can do stuff like horseback riding. They've got the actual saloons. They've actually got the actual all that stuff, and yeah, you can rent it out and it's right there in LA or just outside of LA. And so, but these towns are natural to do, and the New England states. I mean, this is where these people lived. I mean, this is where these writers got all these ideas, and it's not that hard. It's just that, oh, what can we foresee in our Oscar future? What can we foresee in our cast? What can everything is always, sad to say, it's like who we're gonna get, who's gonna be the name for this show, and how, and are they going to do it, and do they want their status to be Tom Cruise running around a town, or will people watch somebody else running around a town after some big giant octopus on their face? It's like what?
And yeah, the movie business has become less art and more money these days. It has been more business and less the art of movie making. For like the last, I don't know, probably most of my lifetime. Like
Go ahead.
Let's say the Grindhouse era is like one of the last eras of like true like art pressing over money. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So. Absolutely. Should I send you any trailers? Trailers are probably going to get us like.
You know what? Right? If the thing is like I actually went and looked at a bunch of trailers, and very few of them had anything that was like visually stunning inside of them, or was very Lovecraftian. You know what I mean?
Well, some of them are worth are quite a hoot. I just sent you the trailer for the Dunwich Horror, the 1970 version. If you've never seen that, it's definitely worth seeing. Although anybody would put Sandy Dennis, aka Gidget, in a Lovecraft movie has to be out of their freaking minds.
I know. I love that movie. Actually,
I do too.
The 1970s version is great.
Here's the thing. I wouldn't say it's great. I would say I love it. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean.
Well, after being on the show with you long enough, I know exactly what you mean.
Brian, we're always here. We're always here.
Heck yeah. And then of course there was the
a documentary,
So, time stamped for a quote from Guillermo del Toro, who is so into Lovecraft, he actually has a life-sized replica of Lovecraft himself in his library.
Come on, A Shape of Water, Lovecraftian. Remember that story, Dagon and all those mermen?
The deep ones. Yeah. Although really, it's like a sequel to Creature from the Black Lagoon, but the Creature from the Black Lagoon looks like a deep one.
Yep.
Exactly.
Now the Shadow over Innsmouth is wow, it's one of his best stories.
This is the one you time stamped, so
there were Lovecrafts or Lovecrafts in Devon.
He was truly almost a Mayflower specimen, preserved in the formaldehyde of New England. He was an Anglophile. He was a guy that definitely did not get laid much, and a guy that was an alien amongst us, in the sense that he was not a very masculine child.
After Winfield's death from...
So we're not going to watch it because then we will get struck.
I'm a little girl. Yeah. I'm quoting a rudimentary Peni song. That's about that. They did a entire record actually that's about Lovecraft. When you look at Lovecraft as a cult figure, my God, the art that's out there. I mean, if you just start looking at the if you start looking at like all the illustrations, paintings, sculptures, just the multimedia art that's out there of Lovecraft's work, it's insane. There's even a phone app for like the color out of space.
There it is.
It's Dunwich Horror.
That's awesome. There it is, the Dunwich Horror. There's the flames. Now on Blu-ray.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, the music to this one was really great too. I have the score.
It's all the psychedelic.
It's
so good.
Yeah, it's 1970, but it was so 60s. And then of course the monster.
Again, that would be 1970 would be the heart of the Grindhouse era.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because like the Grindhouse era was what, 68,
That's 68 to like
68 to
77.
78, 77,
Yeah,
78.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, that decade right there.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
that's when I was a child, which explains a lot about me.
Yep.
The
Me too.
Dunwich Horror.
This kind of shit
Gotta
was
love
on
those sound
fucking.
effects. Ooh.
This kind of shit was on the midnight movies just about every
Yup.
Friday night. So you'd have like 3 movies to this kind of
Mhm.
fucking feel back to
Yep.
back, and that'd be all that there'd be on for us to watch until the 80s when they came with cable to our house.
Yep.
Yep. And that's
There he is.
Dean Stockwell with a hell of a stash, rocking the porno
Gotta
stash.
love Dean Stockwell right before
Oh.
Dune. There you go.
Yep.
Got
Love
that
Dean
same
Stockwell.
look.
Yep. He was also the boy with the green hair, if you've ever seen that.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, he was a child actor.
My prince, I have failed you.
Young Sothoth! And Ed Begley Sr.
Come back.
This is not right before Dune, is it? This is a little bit before
It's like
Dune.
70. Well, it's
Yeah,
like what,
this is-
12 years before.
Because he's a shitload younger here. I'm just saying.
I know.
And Dune was like what?
No,
82?
I'm saying
When
like
was Dune?
it's like after Dune. I said after Dune. Yeah, after 82.
Yeah, he played Dr. Kubayan.
Right.
Princes of Darkness.
He does some crazy roles. You know, I can think
Oh,
of.
God. And Blue Velvet, my goodness. Who can forget him in Blue Velvet?
And repossess the earth.
Mm.
The Dunwich
Oh, no.
Horror. Based on HP.
Oh, yeah, the cultists. They look very hippie-ish.
Yeah, that would make sense considering the era.
Mhm.
Yep. Yeah, I
in
can't.
the 60s.
I
they
always
didn't
when
have to
I
go
grew
far.
up when I saw this, I thought it was a manwich horror, and I was like, oh, I can't eat manwich now because it's haunted. So the manwich.
Oh no,
That's funny.
that's too damn good. Yeah, and actually,
Manwich horror.
the since The Color Out of Space, the new one, the Richard Stanley one, has been such a success. He's doing 2 more, and the next one's going to be the Dunwich Horror. Yeah, so looking forward to that.
Nice.
And-
Good to
And
know.
he hasn't announced they haven't announced what the third one's going to be because they want to avoid. They're waiting to see if like anybody else is going to be making an adaptation around the same time, so they want to avoid that.
We got Ghost of Lime's dad in telling us that the stream is haunted. Of course it is.
Is it? Well, there's isn't there? Well, there's a movie right now on Shudder that called I think Host. That's all about like a haunted Zoom meeting.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. I haven't seen it. It's only an hour long, and people. But I've heard it's okay.
Yeah. So, you know, there are some people that are so obsessed with ghosts that they're easy to screw with. Like my ex, her and her daughters were like super ghost paranoid. So I would do little things just to mess with their head sometimes. You know what I mean?
A little
Like,
poltergeist activity.
Just little things like you know, like move stuff.
Things.
Just, you know, like leave it in front of the door and they come walking out like, what the hell? And then I would like play stupid, you know, or I would time stuff where
Open
they
the
would
shelf.
fall.
You put it like there.
I can't tell you how many times I've used a piece of ice, right, to make something fall over because you put it on the ice and, you position it, and then the ice melts and eventually it falls.
Oh man! Now you see that's a plot for a horror movie
That's
right
crazy,
there,
Ryan.
right? The Boy Who Cried Wolf, and then the next thing you
That's
know,
good.
there's like an actual haunting. It's just like no, there's no ice, no cigarette fuse, no
Exactly.
nothing.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was cruel. I was a little cruel.
Starring
Sandra Dee, Yes, who was people? Most people who wouldn't know this was Gidget, who was like this like fun happy girl on the beach. Like you don't associate Sandra Dee with Lovecraft, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you usually don't. Usually you most people these days when you mention Sandra Dee, they usually go to the Olivia Newton-John singing reference.
Sandra Dee.
Yeah, or you can say the Rizzo song if you're gonna do that one. That's actually Rizzo's song. Look at me, I'm Sandra Dee. Yeah, that's Rizzo's. Yeah.
Nice.
But Sandy is supposed to be Sandra Dee. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sandra Dee, Dean Stockwell, Academy Award winner Ed Begley, Sam Jaffe.
I would love to do a Lovecraft like his stories are told. I would love to have the money and the budget to do it. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can do like a snippet, like a paragraph or like a chapter or something to do it. Like a short mini. I would love to do something like that. I mean, I really would.
I would too. Here's the thing about Lovecraft, though. Lovecraft is notoriously difficult to adapt because the structure of his stories sort of prohibits you doing a literal adaptation. So you have to kind of finesse it, right? Right? So that's where filmmakers have to get creative. I think the key is always, with any adaptation, it's the spirit that's the most important thing, the spirit of the story. And of course, you want to preserve certain key scenes and elements, but it's always that sense of cosmic dread that's so elusive.
Yep. And I think that's why some of the most memorable one were the movies inspired by.
Exactly.
Than the actual adaptations.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. An actual adaptation would be very difficult. Unless you did it through the eyes of an insane man
or woman. Thank you. Thank you.
Right.
I was speaking like human man.
Yeah.
Not
and we're talking Lovecraft. And we're talking Lovecraft. Okay, not a lot of chicks up in Lovecraft.
That's why I think I would do a great job. That's why I really think I would do a great job.
But that's the thing that's so fucking awesome about Lovecraft is that he's open to interpretation. And you're sort of forced to interpret his work because if you try to do it like a literal adaptation, you're going to be fucking screwed.
Yeah, and I think, Drew, you're right. I mean, it's just you would have to be that crazy and that's for anyone, just to even attempt it and to do it. And it's just like, man, if I just...
Well, I mean, that's
come on,
maybe
boys.
I could do it.
We can do it. We can do it.
That's what I loved about the Color Out of Space. I was like, that was fucking perfect.
It was, and I agree. That's why we both said it at the same time. We both were like, cosplay. We're like, yes.
And we're gonna get more. It's just like, hell yeah. I mean, my goodness, he's got Tommy Chong in that movie, and he fits in perfectly.
That's funny. I was looking at the trailer on that.
That's funny.
The trailer wasn't very thrilling, but
there it is. There it is. The Necronomicon by the Mad Arab Abdul Al-Hazred. Only 2 copies known in existence. One of them under lock and key at Miskatonic University. That's another thing that you see like a lot in terms of Lovecraft merchandise. I've seen a lot of Miskatonic University T-shirts. I've owned quite a few.
He believes the history of horrendipity written here.
it's crazy when there's like fictional places that people believe are real.
I know, it's awesome.
The love story of a girl looking to the future.
Oh, baby, she's
dedicated to the mysteries of the past. He invokes the unspeakable.
Yeah. Sata.
She invites.
Yeah, it's so 60s, very 60s movie filmmaking style.
Yeah. So, like, you know, like I said before, folks, I'm not telling you this is a great movie. I'm telling you I love this movie. Check it. Definitely check it out.
Yeah, definitely check it out. And while you're checking that out, you should take a moment and
Be
check
right back.
out Skits the Sun, Book 1.
Yes, thank you guys so much. I know it's like I'm being pulled because we have our last hours, so I'm like, gotta get another show. I got another show.
Yeah,
Skits
so
is
there's
on book 1. Yes, if you guys don't know, Skits is about a guy who can't tell the difference between his dreams and reality. Hello, how Lovecraftian is that? So we are in our last final push. Myself and creator and illustrator Michael Siegenthaler, as you all know as Skits. We would love for you guys to back us tonight. Yes, we are going to go into demand, but we would love for the campaign to just continue to go, keep going as far as we can. And we just would love to see it boom on our last hours.
and Vaughn jumped in just in time.
Hey,
for the
hey.
preview.
Sweet. Hey, Vaughn.
Hey, how are
What's
you?
up?
How's Skits
Doing
doing?
well.
Did
We're
you guys
doing
get all
great.
excited when I just backed you just now?
We
Pretty sure
did. That was you.
It
We were
was me,
thinking,
man.
is that the real Vaughn? The real Vaughn?
That's I'm not dude, no Von posers need apply. Like hell yeah, I was on this.
Vaughn Posers. That's a good new name for you. Like that's your new Twitter name, Vaughn Poser. No
Von
Posers.
Poser? Oh god, maybe maybe a tagline, but I don't know if it should be my name. Everyone will be like, "What? You're pretending to be Vaughn? We love Vaughn. We're gonna kill you now." You know.
No, thanks
This
so
book
much.
looks so cool. I'm really
Thank you.
excited for you.
Thank you so much, and thank you everyone, and thank you to the horror chat. Oh my god, I've missed this so much. It's just been crazy times. Drew, you're already successful. Sim already knows he's like successful. Brian knows you guys are successful with all of your campaigns, and towards the end, it's always like that.
Yep.
Yep.
It's like
Yeah.
everyone on this panel is always successful, and so we're just trying to finish it on out. So we're
Well,
excited.
just keep pushing. When it goes in demand, don't stop. Just obviously just keep pushing, because when you ship the book, that's when you need your final count, not when you end your campaign. So
See, look how these successful people are giving us that advice. We know this. We love successful advice. Thank you guys so much. Next time, Drew, send me the link and let me know what you guys are going to talk about ahead of time, so I can give you, if I have like my movies or trailers or things like that to help out.
definitely,
with the show.
we knew an hour before the show started. So
Oh.
I have another sick cat in the house today, so I've been dealing with that. The last
man.
my
Sorry.
cat Thunder passed away.
Yeah.
And then this is her sibling Lightning. So whatever Thunder had, she passed to Lightning. This time I went to the vet immediately. So,
good.
So
Okay.
the vet's on it, and when I got there, she had 105 temperature.
Oh man.
You know what I mean? And she was still in better condition than Thunder was when I took Thunder to emergency. So,
Yeah.
So the vet, gave her lots of fluids and gave me all kinds of things that I can force feed her, and gave me some antibiotics.
Mhm.
And she's in a kennel. I have these two big kennels because I fix cats. The neighborhood cats, so I put them in kennels and stuff.
You are the cat daddy.
I have these two big kennels, and she's in one of the kennels right now. I don't know why she chose to sleep. She's got perfectly clean litter in there, and so she chose to sleep on it. Don't know why. It's soft, I guess, but there's other soft things in there to sleep on. But that's what she's doing right now. So it's a little stressful. I almost didn't do a show tonight because I was a little stressed.
Oh, no.
But she seemed like she's doing okay. So yeah, so I went and got her some baby food, and I got like actual like stuff that's like just calories for them, from the vet. But she really hated that. So, but she doesn't mind the chicken and gravy, from the which is nothing more than ground chicken and water. You know what I mean?
Nobody ever minds chicken and gravy. That's on a human level. Nobody
Right.
ever minds chicken and gravy.
But she won't eat it on her own yet. I still have to force feed her, but I'll basically just take my finger and just put it on the roof of her mouth, and she'll give me a funny look, and then she sniffs it like she wants to eat more. So the doctor said when her fever goes down, she'll probably be hungry. When I brought her home, she immediately drank a bunch of water. So
okay.
But he did force feed her something and give her a pill. So she may have been really parched.
Man. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So we're doing everything we can on this end to make sure that lightning doesn't follow the way of her sister. Because that shit broke my fucking heart. And it breaks my heart. Just so everybody know, if your cat is sick, I mean really sick, you know what I mean? This is one thing to check. Okay. If your cat is sick and wants to be alone, that's the first sign that if it's abnormal. If your cat's always alone, that's but if your cat wants to be alone in someplace dark, you need to check on your cat. And if the nose is dry and the ears are warm, take her to the vet. I mean, seriously, just do it. Because if you can't afford to take her to the vet, prepare to bury her or have her cremated. Because that if the ears are hot and the nose is dry, it's gone too far for you to do it by yourself. You have to have the vet. You have to have some antibiotics. You have to have a forced hydration. I'm taking her back to the vet tomorrow for another forced hydration, which is, they put an IV in their skin and give them a big bubble of water under their skin. You know what I mean? That they absorb over hours. And then force feeding them baby food is, you know what I mean? If you want to just if you have one of those little like injector syringes, no needle, those little food, medicine syringes, you can try and force your cat to eat a bunch of water and then some baby food, and that will keep them alive, but they will need antibiotics because what's going on with the doctor thinks it's inflammation, right? So he thinks that maybe there was a flea or a couple of fleas that they had shared that gave them something, that's inflaming near their hearts and their lungs and whatever. And that would, and he based all that on the information. So for instance, when Thunder passed away, by taking her to the vet, I increased all kinds of fluid buildup in her chest because she was panicked. You know what I mean? And it was too much for her to take. Which is why she passed away on the trip to the vet.
Well, we're hoping for a speedy recovery for Lightning, because when you wrote that, we were like, no. It's just been a weekend of heartbreak. My cousin passed in our family, so that was something we were dealing with. So this has been a weekend of heartbreak for everyone. But
today was hard also because not as much, but also. One of the outdoor kittens, Stripes, an outdoor cat, one I've been trying to get fixed. She had 5 kittens that the litter, and one of those 5 I discovered had passed away today. I don't know if again, this is the kind of stuff that you just can't control. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, these are outdoor cats. They're feral. I couldn't. I mean, I knew the cat wasn't doing well, but I couldn't catch it to do anything about it. You know what I mean? And so today I went out this morning to feed them and water the plants, and there it was. And that on top of Lightning getting sick, on top of what happened to Thunder, I was all like, I don't care what the vet charges, I'm going.
You're good guy, Drew. Good try.
Good guy or not, I've been beating myself up by not taking, because I didn't take Thunder earlier. As soon, I could have gone Friday morning, and I waited until 3:00 on Friday. If I had gone Friday morning, I might still have Thunder. You know what I mean? So it's I'm not coping with that very well. Just be, you know what I mean?
Understood, man.
And
man, you're in the thick of it, and the love they give you, and the enrichment of your life, and the appreciation of this incredible fucking animal, this is just part of that overall part of your life that you enjoy, man. Like this is the darker side, and that's why you're so strong through this, and you're gonna be all right. You know.
Yeah, well,
we really do.
I've dealt with a lot of pet death over the years, so it's something. But I cannot
Brian.
let this
What's up,
happen. I
Vaughn?
mean, it's totally one of those things where like I used to have the mindset like if I get sick, it'll take a fucking I have to be on my deathbed before I will go to the doctor for me. You know what I mean?
Oh no.
It's just how I am. I have to be on my deathbed before I'll go to the doctor. And then like seriously, last time I went to go see a doctor about anything, I was on fire. Okay. And it's been that long since I was burned
Literally?
alive. Have I, yeah, seriously. I have, I don't know if you can see the scars, but I am scarred up all over. I was burned alive.
And you were like, okay, doctor time.
Martha was like, literally? And he's like, can't hear the
I
scars. You're
actually
like,
called an
okay.
ambulance. I actually called an ambulance and went to the hospital for that one.
I'm on
You know
fire.
what I mean?
That's my situation.
Yeah. So I was
Jesus.
actually,
It's intense, man.
So because of that's my mentality for me, and with Thunder, I actually Googled what was going on and everything said give it 24 hours. You know what I mean? And she didn't make the whole 24. And so that's so like
Right.
I told myself, you know what I mean, that like I don't want to overreact, but I'm not going to make that mistake again. And
Understood.
then lightning hadn't got as bad as Thunder. I mean, Thunder had really bad diarrhea and was peeing on herself. I mean, she was worse. You know what I mean? But I was talking to my mom, and my mom's all like, "Look, you can't focus on work. You can't get over this. Just take her in." You know what I mean? And I'm so glad that I got that kick in the butt because I would have put it off again. You know what I mean? And just because I don't know if it's because I'm cheap or because of the way I think about medicine or what, but let me just tell you, everybody who's watching, it's not going to happen again. You know what I mean? I probably start overreacting. My cat will have a sniffle. I'll be like, oh, time to go to the vet.
Yeah. Yeah, but dude, but it's also easy to fall into that trap. Like what if I done this? What if I done that? And that's not fair to do to yourself. If you see other people doing it, that's going to be your reaction, and you're going to be like, dude, that's not fair. You have to hold the same standards for yourself as you hold for other people.
Exactly. That's right on point, Brian, because I mean, these are your pets and you have a love for them and they have a love for you. So you want to take care of them. So that's why we're wishing you all the good blessings with that. And hey, take care of your pets, take care of yourself, take care of everything, guys, because I mean, that's what you do, and so it's priorities. So priorities, and you are a good guy, Drew. Yes, you are. So stop.
We got little Pepper Potts.
Amen.
Some love
Amen.
right here.
Oh, Pepper Potts. Oh, I love Pepper Potts.
She's just
guys,
like,
I'm out the door.
Aw.
Thank you guys so much.
Take care, Karshina.
Let's do this again, please.
Yes.
Yes, keep sending it. And then once we're done with skits, I can probably be more open. Yes, we are going on demand, but we still got those last 6 hours.
Hell yeah.
5.5.
Congratulations.
5.5 hours. 5
Congratulations.
5 hours.
Gotta hit that
and
16K.
12 minutes. 5 hours.
5 hours and 12 minutes. Yes, because they do stop on Pacific time. So yes, they do stop.
Midnight Pacific. Yes, midnight Pacific.
Yes, they do. Okay, bye, my Lovecraftians. Bye.
See ya. Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
Every time, I see her, I'm just like, dude, I'm cheering up already.
Right?
Yeah.
I know she's like a beam of sunshine, always bringing the positive.
And then I see their art, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. They're bringing something really cool to Comicsgate.
Mm-hmm.
Something I got to support. And I heard it was the last day, so I hopped on. I had put it off. So busy lately.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, what kills me is that damn follow button. I don't hit it anymore because I can't tell you how many times. Oh God, I was so embarrassed when I asked Vinny. I'm like, dude, where's my book? Where's my book? He's like, you didn't back my book. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
You didn't back it. I checked because I thought I had. No, I clicked that damn. Oh God, it's embarrassing as hell. So watch out for that follow button, people. You end up thinking that you backed books that you haven't.
That's why I keep reminding everybody to make sure that it went through. Yeah.
In the mood of Lovecraftian comics or Lovecraftian night,
Hell yeah.
Our friend Preston Acevedo
Yeah, he's awesome.
10K Club.
has joined the 10K Club.
Hell yes.
That's cool.
By
Booyah!
$4. By $4.
Ah. Yeah. Oh, it looks so good, man. I backed this book during its first campaign last year.
I think
right?
I did. I think I did. I can't
Well,
remember.
because I looked at this and I was just like,
pretty sure I
okay.
did.
I mean, it's like one of those comics. I'm like, somebody made this for me.
Yeah, yeah. It's very much my style too, man. I love stuff like this.
Oh,
He
God.
nails it.
He
just
does.
nails it.
He does.
It gives it this kind of rockabilly, kind of punky vibe. It's kind of Eric Powell meets like old school pulp comics.
Exactly.
Cool.
Exactly.
Cool.
And I've read Blood Hunt, and Blood Hunt is kick ass. The one word I would use to describe Blood Hunt is jolly. It's just
jolly good time.
It's just happy. It's like I mean, oh god, it's like nonstop mayhem. It's just.
I'm
really,
sure the
really
guys
good.
that made Blood Hunt would be like, we can't wait for the make that our tagline, jolly.
my man Simon, do you approve of that? Is that an okay assessment?
It's a jolly bloody good old time.
There you go. There we go. Yeah. And, oh God, I can't wait to start working on the Doc Salem Blood Hunt crossover. That's gonna be so much fun.
When you read Blood Hunt, now you understand what I meant. Like, dude, it's gonna be great. It's gonna write itself. Like they should work well together, but they're gonna hate each other.
Oh God, yes, absolutely.
Total opposite. Yeah.
Yep.
One's a monster hunter, and the other one's a monster for hire, and he's proud of it.
Yep. And that's the thing. I was thinking like, oh, this is going to be the story of a redeemed assassin. Nope. It's oh God, yeah. I don't want to drop any spoilers, but yeah, it's very fuck you in a friendly way.
You like the ending?
Love the ending. Yeah, it's really oh God. Oh, and let me tell you, there's Easter eggs all up in that piece, and there's people in Comicsgate who get toe up. Drew, your head goes. Drew's head goes flying.
My head goes flying. Splits in half. It's marked. The head goes flying.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta get that
Piper dies in one of the panels. You have all my friends in one of the panels charging like heroes, and we die like.
Oh.
But I tried to make it like, if you know us, right, you will recognize us. But if you don't, it just blends well in.
Right.
Oh, that's clever. Yeah.
Yep. And oh no, I'm sorry. It's MC Mark Marianelli's head. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Mine goes flying.
Yeah. He added us on the same day. We were all in the stream together when he did it.
We were streaming, and I just drew them in.
Yeah.
You know, you guys want to know what's cool about Brian is he's gonna be like the keeper of like all the Comicsgate like pop trivia about us and like all the weird obscure facts about us. Like when they make the documentary, they're gonna have to go to him. Like,
oh God. Time. Yeah, and I'm gonna talk smack about you guys.
Right now, it's I think like January, February, we're gonna be starting like Blood Hunt versus meets Doc Salem. That's gonna be freaking.
That's gonna be awesome. That's badass, dude.
And one of the things that we're gonna be doing is I'm gonna be doing like technically the rough pencils, and Preston is gonna be doing the final inks over it. Like so, we're pulling the Capullo Tom McFarlane move. On that one.
Yeah, it's going to be a total jam piece, and I'm writing the script, but you know, it's going to be with these guys, so it's going to be like it's going to be a real jam piece.
And we brought in my co-writer on Blood Hunt to be the editor, supervising
editor. Hell yes! Oh, that's going to make everything a lot easier.
Yeah,
damn, dude.
We have fun. We have fun.
It's a good team. I like this.
Well, and think about it, man. We're making comic books,
and we're having fun. We're geeking the fuck out.
Exactly.
It's the way it's meant to be, man.
Exactly. It's just like I was talking to Preston the other day. He's like, "Yeah, can't be depressed doing this shit."
Yeah, man. Like you have to have like fun doing it, or else it doesn't
do.
translate to the page well. You know, like
Oh, it's so true. It's so true. Yeah, no, absolutely. If you're having a blast, that's going to come across on the page. And if you're not, if you're just phoning it in, that's going to come across too. And that's the thing I loved about Blood Hunt is that it's just jolly. It's just you can sense, you know, the author and the illustrator just kind of snickering.
Yeah.
Dude, when Adam came in, right, the book was almost all drawn already, right? He starts going over it. He goes, "Dude," "we don't even need to put any words in there." I'm going, "No, but we're gonna have fucking fun though." that just leaves us to have fun because
Exactly. Yeah. It's I was relieved because I'm always nervous when I look at friends' art. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always kind of like, because it's sort of like watching your friend on a high wire.
Yeah.
And you're just like, they're gonna fall, they're gonna fuck up, they're gonna embarrass themselves. And then when it turns out to be good, like Blood Hunt, or really good, like Captain Love, I'm just like, like, oh, good. All right, they kicked ass. All right, and Monster MD, of course, we know that's gonna whip much booty. That's gonna be a booty whipper. What? Four more? Did you say four more pages? 4 more pages of art, and then
we have just the colors. That's it.
Oh,
yeah,
exciting.
Yeah,
oh, dude.
Been looking forward to that book for like almost a year now.
It's a long time coming. It's like a work of art though. Like you're gonna revisit the book and you're going to like analyze things and look for different things and like appreciate the art and just like love the hell out of it because these characters are addictive, man. They got something special about them that I think people are going to really resonate with, and I'm really proud to have like made this book and had the support of all these awesome artists and all these awesome fans of Comicsgate because it wouldn't be like this without them, man. Like without all you guys too, like getting to go on these panels and talk this shit and like get excited about your work. It's a real fuel. It keeps you going.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
You feel like you can accomplish anything, and like you see the future. You set your goals. You meet each one. You form alliances with cool other artists. I mean, this is an amazing time in indie comics, and no one's reporting on it yet. But like,
I know,
someday, right?
I know,
well,
I know.
They're reporting on it, but in the wrong way.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
we're Yahtzees. We're Yahtzees to them.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Boring.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, eventually the truth will come out.
No, it's time for us to start thinking about, you know, after campaign markets and go shove them in their goddamn faces.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You know,
here's another thing. It's time for us to. It's another thing that we as a community should try and figure out how to lock down as a community, and that is 2D animators. You know what I mean? There's a few of them, and there's a few of them in the community. But I mean, like, there are people that I've spoken to that are, you know, that are really busy. But there are the people that exist. It's just not the ones I've spoken to. The ones that I've spoken to, they're really busy, but they can deliver cartoon work really fast, like really fast. They do it digitally. They do it in piecemeal. You know what I mean? So like they have like most of it drawn already, and they just change the elements that they're changing. You know what I mean? And then they have these elements are sometimes repeated. So once they've drawn it, they store it so they can bring it back and tweak it if they need to or whatever. And then what happens is it starts out kind of slow because they have to build all their materials up. But then the animation gets going really, 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 really fast. And it's you can't tell that it's not like, I mean, it looks like, you know, high-end Disney 2D animation. You know what I mean? Not 3D, 2D, you know?
I have a. Are these people that you know personally or in comics?
I know a guy personally that is the one I talked to. Actually, I know 3 guys personally that I was talking to about this.
So you want us to go animation? You want us to?
I have a project I want to do that's like a 10-15 minute thing.
There's a lot of books in Comicsgate that are very animation friendly. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I would say Monster MD is one of them. It already looks like a fucking Scooby-Doo.
Oh yeah.
You know what
Absolutely.
I mean? It already has that whole like cartoonesque feel to it that's still tasteful and cool. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of projects in the community that are like that, and with animators, more animators in the community, that kind of stuff can get busted out. And let me just tell you that a comic book will sell a lot more if people have watched the cartoon.
Absolutely. And also animated trailers, that sort of a thing. But yeah, no, I mean, like Joseph King, who, by the way, everybody go support Slaughter Squad. That's not even at 5K, and that's a disgrace because that looks like an amazing book. I don't know if you've seen that, Vaughn.
That Slaughter Squad does look like a fun book. The
I
cartoon
think I
hilarious.
did.
It's very Ren and
Yeah.
Stimpy.
The animation that he did for that is freaking amazing.
Yeah. Yes. I kind of
So,
forgot about it, but it was awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, we got so much talent in this scene. And another thing a prospect I find really exciting is we need to start translating our books. But Simon was talking about this. We need to start translating our books and marketing them overseas.
Mm-hmm.
France, Japan, any countries that love comic books.
One of the first I did would be
that's kind of expensive for a small run. I mean, like a reprint.
Not if you offer like a translated digital download.
Oh,
you sell the English version, and you go. We have a Mandarin and a Spanish and French edition that you can select at the end as a digital download.
Hell yeah!
I had someone come to me and offer to translate my Monster MD into Japanese to sell on the Japanese Amazon market, and they would try to promote it and stuff, and get, you order it and it would get printed for you and sent to you, and it would be Japanese translated. And I don't know if I'm going to do it yet, but we're in talks.
Yeah, I've been contacted too.
Careful on the Amazon print on demand. I have heard
I will be
so many nightmares about it. It's designed for books, not for artwork.
Okay.
Maybe not, but for some direct edition version of books, it's quite okay.
Yeah, for books.
Not
if you're just reading a book, but if you're but
anyway,
if you want a good color matches and that kind of stuff, any of that kind of stuff is important to you.
Could you imagine if Monster MD took off in Japan?
Oh man, it would be so badass. There's no reason why it couldn't.
Let's be their anime,
right?
Because we'll take theirs, swippy swappity. But no, it'd be really cool to see an animated Monster MD. I mean, people have brought that up to me a lot. I'm all for it. I prefer animation over live action when it comes to Monster MD. I think that could do it more justice.
Oh hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I definitely think it should happen. The question is how do we get it done? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Captain Love, honestly, I don't think that would make a good cartoon. However, I think it would make a great first person video game. You know what I mean?
Oh man, we've seen that Xenotype game, right?
No, I haven't.
Have you seen? Oh, you haven't seen that? Yeah, that's officially the first CG video game. First of all, I think it's a platformer. It looks sort of like Ninja Gaiden. That's what I would compare it to, like the really old Ninja Gaiden.
It's a bit like the same idea that was done with Cyberfrog. Remember?
Yeah.
The flat scroller that they did with Cyberfrog.
Yeah. Of course, what we really want, what we should try to crowdfund, would be the side-scrolling like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter style fighting game for CG characters.
That would be fun.
Yeah, I actually I have intentions to do Captain Love as a first-person shooter type of game. You know what I mean?
That'd be awesome.
You should do a Duke Nukem mod into Captain Love.
Yeah, there you go. Fun. Oh man, yeah. I mean, there are people who come out with the modding communities are insane. Yeah. The things that they do. I mean, I'm still playing Skyrim 9 years after it came out because they keep turning it into a new game. The modders are just out of this world. Oh, what up, MC Mark Marianelli?
Oh yeah, just let him
in the hissy.
Show that beautiful Canadian face of yours. Nah.
What's up, Alas, Matt?
My camera's not hooked up.
We don't want to see your face. We want to see your nipples, Simon. You know that,
right?
I thought it was
Captain
the
Love
hair on
Outlaw
the
Nights.
chest.
Actually, Ben and I have talked about doing a Captain Love Outlaw Nights because it's all space pirates. You know what I mean? Crossover kind of stuff.
Anyways, not would kick their asses.
But yeah, there's no reason why characters can't come through wormholes into other characters.
I'm just saying that Nat the Merc would have a hell of a time kicking Captain Love's ass. It would.
Oh, it's getting real.
Shit!
You say that.
It would be difficult.
You say that, and you can't even deal with a girl trying to infect his brain. Not would deal with that in less than 5 seconds. Booyah, Captain Love, you're free. Oh, thank you, Nat. Well, my pleasure.
What do you have to say to that?
Oh, it's getting real, Mark.
And then
Mark,
they end up at the
beef.
bar drinking, and that's it.
Right.
I would say that if Spade was in Nat the Merc's brain, Nat the Merc would be pretty much stuck with her forever.
No, Spade cannot infect Nat.
I'm just saying, if she was in there, he'd be stuck with her forever.
Yeah, but she can't.
This is amazing.
Oh. Mark, we're gonna need a rap or something. We got beef brewing here. Serious beef.
Well, Nat the Merc doesn't have a computer in his brain, also, so helping him run his eye and audio.
But he has a cybernetic arm.
He has actually like alien nanobots, and he can remotely control with his brain and his tech ships and shit. So yes, he can. He can also have communication from distance from his glasses that he created from that arm.
Oh shit!
Yeah, Spade would own all that shit. I'm just telling you. She take it over. It would be
that's
hers.
the thing. That's the thing. Is Nat is Captain Love mixed with Spades all together. Even better.
Mark is throwing his hat into the ring.
Just we're just playing around, right? We're just
Mark says, "My child hero in a cardboard spaceship will obliterate all y'all." With that ping pong gun? Oh shit! Oh man! Oh, too good, man.
I can't breathe. I can't talk about Monster MD if I can't breathe.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, then why don't we just run the trailer?
Damn, dude.
Okay, how about it?
Almost eaten by a werewolf.
I'm just too tired to talk.
I hear that.
I'll take over.
Vampire. Charades with the Slender Man. It's all in a night's work for Dr. Wyatt Black.
That deep, sexy voice.
MD. You got it. Hi, I'm Von Klaus. I recently finished work on John Malin and Mark Polton's Graveyard Shift Volume 2, and I'm here to share a comic that is going to rock the indie scene with you. Monster MD is a story about Dr. Wyatt Black, a fallen from grace surgeon who's now the underground doctor to the local monsters. Coupled with his invisible surgical assistant, Heidi, he gets into hilarious and horrific misadventures in monster mending. Dr. Black wants out of the game, though. He doesn't think he has what it takes to practice cryptoecology. But when Heidi is kidnapped by his worst nightmare, the monster-killing madman that took his arm and ruined his medical career, he must depend on his paranormal patience more than he ever thought possible. Will Dr. Black be able to confront what scares him the most for the very monsters that he wants to give up on? And is Heidi hot or what under that invisibility? I've been making comics for years, guys, and it's all led up to this. My most ambitious project yet. With mind-melting art by Marco McCagney, who you may know from Zombie Tramp
and I backed it.
Colors by the incomparable Tom
I just go
Wicker,
on and
flawless
on and on.
letters,
Right?
Myself.
Weathers.
I'm just
Letterer
so
over
long-winded.
This
I'm just really trying to
is a
sell this fucking
high-quality
thing.
Indie story with heart that you do not want to miss.
Oh, and you've been having such a hard time at it too.
Every monster that you've ever loved.
I mean, it worked.
Horror movie reference.
Exactly, dude.
I was really proud of everything I did, and I wanted everyone to know what they were getting. So that's probably why. Like, you're trying to like make it entertaining, but it is winded. Like, I'd probably try to do a shorter one now. You know.
To be honest, I have to say one thing though, dude. Yeah, you guys nailed it on the balance between the cartoonish type of aspect and the gory. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
clash. It doesn't seem like over the top, you know, and it works.
So,
and you guys nailed it.
count on
I
your
liked
help to
it.
bring this
man.
project to life?
Can't wait.
Agreed, because the
Definitely
animated
gonna
style,
be
you
checked.
can
Thanks so
you
much
can't
for
you
your
can't
support,
botch that. And no, this works beautifully. And we love seeing Heidi. That I love that shot of Heidi's bootay.
Oh, it's a lovely shot. I knew you were out there.
Yeah.
People love
I
that
wanted
shot.
to hit freeze frame.
No, a while back, I started like a fan art of Heidi. Never finished it, lost it.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Should probably do
Well,
another one.
Yeah, it would
Yeah.
be awesome.
You
I'd
gotta
be
make that happen, brother.
I'd be honored. But yeah, thank you guys for your support and for getting us to $83,665. I'm really, really excited. We're almost to 1,800 backers, which is kind of amazing.
Wow.
This is a lot more than I expected, but I really did give this my all. I mean, this has been in the works for many years. There was a 2015 version of Monster MD that was done with another artist years back that I scrapped and kind of was like, okay, like let's move on from this. Brought Tanya, my colorist, with me because I knew she had the gift. Like she was special. She was awesome. And then I brought in Marco Maccagni from Italy, who just, when I saw his art, I knew he could do Monster MD better than anyone in the world. Like I knew he was it. So I didn't expect him to say yes when I asked him if he wanted to work with me, but he said yes. And the way I think I got him to say yes, if you guys want to learn how to pick up on hot artists. Okay. I hired him to do a pinup. So he got familiar with Wyatt and Heidi, and we made them doing something really cute. She's sneaking up behind him, invisible, about to dump a bucket of like monster guts on him while he's sleeping, dangling out of his mouth. And like I think like he got the characters and he caught the comedy and yet the kind of monstrosity of Monster MD so well. That he knew that I think he likes the characters from doing that project with me. And then so when I asked him to do the full book, he was like, yes, let's do this. So it gets them familiar with the characters and hopefully they like them. And then it's like commit to a huge ass project because this was huge.
And guys, I'm going to have to leave. But before I leave, I'd like to address one comment in the chat.
Please,
by Mugwise Centurion going, the Nadverse tabletop miniature game. And the only thing I will answer to him is, brother, shh. Talk to you guys later.
Take care, brother.
Oh, that's the opposite of being subtle.
Yeah, it
was great.
Yeah, subtlety isn't Simon's strong suit.
What else can I say? I mean, Dr. Wyatt Black's kind of a fallen surgeon. He was going places. He lost it all, and he woke up with his arm replaced with a monster arm so that he can keep saving lives. But he's banned from medical school. He's never going to be able to get a license, blacklisted. But this monster asks if he'll help them out, and so he does. Like he's part monster now, after all. And along the way, he meets Heidi, the invisible surgical assistant. Who's yeah, man, she's whatever you envision her to be because you can't see her. She's hot, but let me tell you that, and let me also tell you that you do get to see her because there's a bonus story we have in this where she's visible and you see her little backstory and how she kind of the tragedy that is her backstory. So
very cool, very cool. We can't wait to read this, man. We've been waiting for it, but here's the thing: we'd rather have it awesome than have it fast, as I always say.
Yeah, well, I'm over there. My balls are as blue as yours. Okay.
That's very blue, by the way, people. But yeah, it's. Oh, and you're going to be fulfilling yourself, right?
I always fulfill myself.
Right.
Sorry.
No, I'm just. I just.
Yeah, dude, I am actually going to be like with my poor mom with her arthritis. We're going to be like stacking. We're going to be bagging and like putting stuff in Gemini mailers and sending them out. Yeah, I mean, dude. I live in Tulsa, and I don't know that there are people who will like help me fulfill, like here, like a fulfillment agency. I don't know if that exists here.
No, you don't want to do that anyway because you know Stealing Solo folks. They had a really bad experience with.
Yeah, if anything, just hire a couple people to help you out, man.
Or buy some beer and some pizza and get some of your deviant friends over and just be
Little Caesars is cheap, dude. Little Caesars is cheap.
Dude, all my deviant friends are dead. All my deviant friends are dead, and like all I have are like these little nephews and nieces, and they're like 6, so I think I could put them to work. Maybe have a little sweatshop going.
There you go. There you go.
Like Nike, you know, we can be like Apple. They'll approve. They'll be cool.
Yeah,
but, yeah, man. It's no, but seriously, it's gonna be like me and a mom. It really is. But I have this little plan. I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I need to though. Film it and make it fun, and like I don't know if I can turn it into something funny almost each day that I'm doing it. I want to do a time lapse of me and Eric Weathers signing all the books, like sitting next to each other at a table for some reason. I just think that'd be hilarious.
That would be great.
It'd be us drinking beers and
wait. You guys know you would make it hilarious. Have somebody sitting behind the camera throwing things at you while you guys sign the books.
Oh, that could hurt a book.
Yeah, and then you have those chops.
Would oblige me.
Wads of crumpled paper won't hurt a book.
Yeah. Oh yeah. True. I don't want to have any high school flashbacks though, dude.
I hear that.
I'm just saying, stop motion. That would be hella funny.
It happened to me once. That actually happened to me. My life was a bad movie for a second in high school. You have these moments. No, I'm serious. Man. Like there's this classroom of like assholes at the end of the day that like hated me. But we had this really senile old teacher who didn't know what fucking planet she was on. She had no idea what was going on. So like one of the assholes threw paper and then another one did, and then another during this movie. And by like the end of the period, like my desk was like a pyramid of fucking paper walls. Like, fuck, when did my life become Nickelodeon, dude? This is fucking
right.
Or some shit. Anyway, so I was like, all right, fuckers. So the next day, I went around, and when they weren't looking, never mind. No, we won't talk about that. But I got in trouble, and things happened to backpacks.
Say no more, nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Yeah, it was a good time, that high school. But yeah, look, listen, you guys are hearing the pain that molded me into the creator you now know as the Vonster, the guy who made this. So like, yeah, man, when you make art like this and it has this much detail and stuff, like you really got to be into it. You got to be in love with it. You got to fucking, and I think Marco fell in love with it too as we worked on this. And I think it shows. And Tanya is such a good colorist and like just understands the world I'm doing too, that like it's just like a work. Every page feels like this fun work of art to just enjoy. And I'm really proud of that for my first book, especially. It took a lot of work to get to this, like a lot of other projects I've done, a lot of other failures. So if you've ever been down that road, which most of us have, like just remember, like you keep going and like you can achieve awesome stuff. Like I'm really proud of this, at least. Like this is what I want out of comics. I want to do better than this next time around. So
always
a plan. Marco and I have a plan for that too. Just want to say everyone's gonna freak out. It's gonna be good.
Always reach for onward and upward.
Yeah. So like, yeah, man, I'm digging this book. This is Dr. Black fighting a golem. That's what you're seeing here. He is guarding something for someone. That is the golem's function. So like what was cool about Monster MD was the lore was kind of written in for me, where there's all these rules already from all the monster mythology out there. And I can take it and I like to bend them in fun ways to make comedy or to make it cool or creepier. So you have this fight with this golem and it clamps right down on his arm, and it doesn't feel too good. And so he has to figure out a scientific way to bring this sucker down. So that's where like the Monster MD fun comes in too. It's like we're taking real science, applying it to monsters. It's been done by other like comics and movies before, but like this is my own special blend of it, I guess, which includes the poop jar, of course. So
it's just that it's been done before, but never with such panache.
Or a poop jar.
Yeah, or a poop jar.
Or a poop jar.
That's right. So this is him saying you need to use this fertilizer we have, which they lovingly refer to as the poop jar around the office, to inject this clay golem because it has gypsum in it, which is a lot of fertilizer really does have, which helps nullify clay in the ground. So it's like how he's countering the clay.
That's so cool.
So it's like you have the book. What I like fiction and movies that have those clever solutions. I like it when heroes are both good with their wits and their mitts. So, because that's how I like to be in life. So, but yeah, this is very Vaughn, I guess you could say, because of that. It's
hey, why do somebody else when you're the only person that can do you?
yeah. So
just don't ever say Vonster VD. That'll be taken wrong.
No, but I mean, like when I did Six Gun, part of me was thinking like, oh man, I should make this like all Garth-Ennis-y, where he's like ripping people's arms off and shoving them up their asses. And I thought, why would I do Garth-Ennis when like I'm the only person that can do me? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's the thing about all of these projects. They're all passion projects. Yeah. People aren't getting something that's phoned in or something like, well, I think people will like this. No, we're making the comics for ourselves. We're pleasing ourselves first.
Yeah. I hope that people dig it, man. I mean, it's not for everyone.
We will.
Like, I don't know. I worked my ass off on it for years and years and years, and it's been worth it. I think something cool is happening here. I think I'm a better writer now because of it. So I look back on it and go, I would have changed this. Yeah, but that's just that's the writer's curse, I would say. Welcome to the arts. Enjoy your stay. It's a really creepy, weird place now, but we're making it cool here in Comicsgate. So thank you guys for your support. And
always,
as you can see, the Heidi poster is a major favorite. People are buying the shirts. People just love Heidi and they love this pinup. This pinup was hard earned, I would say. I had to really work with the artist on it, Sashi, because she was, I think back then, she was still part of Comicsgate, but I don't really remember. But like she worked really hard with me to make sure this was perfect. And I was really picky and kind of directed this pose. I was like I didn't give her all the freedom in the world. You want to give your artist freedom, but you also have a vision for like what you want to capture, Sure. Because they had to have the right, perfect like feel for like invisible pinup girl, which was like, she'd never drawn that before. It was really tricky stuff. We had to get the underwear choice just right. It was like an artistic process. It was fun. Make it a little pinup. So people are loving that. So I'm going to get posters of that for everybody. I'm really stoked, man. This is going to be a hell of a thing to ship out. But I'm going to take off from work and watch some good movies and sit in my living room and send you guys some awesome stuff. So
kick ass.
Can't
wait for it, man.
If you have not prepared yourself for the rocket shock of shipping expense, make sure you make sure you have some Alka-Seltzer handy. I'm just saying.
And the thing is like you're gonna start bitching really fast. It's not gonna take you to like number 300, to the point where you're like, God damn, man, this is some bullshit.
Don't say that. Oh, I'm gonna cry. I was like, I need more help. But
here's the thing. Here's the thing. These are good problems to have. This is an problem that you're going to be so grateful for. But what you showing off there? What you showing off there, Drew?
My shipment that was supposed to go out today, but I got preoccupied by a sick cat.
Yeah,
so,
it happens.
There's books that are packaged and ready. It's actually the last of my fulfillment. It's actually
damn.
So it was all packaged in July. It was still July when it was all wrapped. So technically I fulfilled the whole thing in July. I just didn't get to the post office in time.
I'm not even halfway through. but trying to get these out as fast as possible.
You're not even halfway through? Fuck.
Not even halfway through.
I crunched it and got them all done. Yeah. I crunched it and I actually was still fulfilling, stuff that came in from the first book. A couple of orders came in and I sent out those in the process too. So
yeah. I need to batten down the hatches, but yeah, I got a whole bunch of folded Geminis. That's the thing to do, Vaughn, is when you're on like a live stream like this, is to sit there and hang out and just fold Geminis.
Yeah, like a woman like a crocheting woman.
Exactly.
I don't want to do that. Okay.
You'll learn to multitask, my brother. You'll learn to multitask.
You'll come up with a system. I went through mine pretty quick.
Right.
I had a pretty good system. I I bagged and boarded everything first because this was a 24 pager, so it's bags and boards. And then I put all my extras in the back after that. So, and then I basically just like assembly lined it. You know what I mean? And I had my friend, you guys have met Amber. She came over and helped me. Get everything. She's actually dealing with some personal bullshit right now. Yeah.
Sorry to hear.
Yeah, her ex, is giving her crap over her kid. You know what I mean?
Oh God.
So they're having issues, and it's sucking up a lot of her personal time. So
yeah,
that sucks. MC Mark Marianelli wants to know, Vaughn, did you photograph yourself in that pose first? For the pinup, did you?
You guys
no, it has to be exactly like this.
Right, that's info for the behind the scenes memoir.
Oh man!
Not only did he pose, but he actually wore the outfit.
Yeah,
I had to. This was me, guys. She just traced me
to get it exactly right.
Accelerating time of our lives.
Oh man. Fuck, man. We're having so much fucking fun in Comicsgate, man. Having so much fun. Doing such cool stuff. And the sad thing is I know people that like I've reached out to, like, hey man, you should come hang out with us. You're a great artist, you're a great writer. Come hang out with us. I'll introduce you to the people. We'll get you running like the network of shows, the live streams and everything. And they're like, oh no, well, but I don't hate black people. I'm like, what? It's like they believe all this like crazy shit that they hear. It's just like, dude, like before you believe what you hear on Twitter, why don't you come and talk to your friend? And but.
Because
you know how it is.
Because obviously they think you hate black people.
Well, you know what it is? It's that people won't do the 5 minutes of research that it takes to like find out the truth about something.
It's more than that, though. I mean, you got to admit there's a lot of fucking knobs in Comicsgate that just totally attack Black Lives Matter movement. They totally attack, and they'll
you're always gonna have
the same way people come at Comicsgate and try and treat us as hive mind. You know what I mean? The same approach coming out of Comicsgate, not everybody, the same approach coming out of Comicsgate is attacking these movements. So yeah, so like if that's what you see more often, you're gonna think Comicsgate's a hate group. You know what I mean? But there are people in Comicsgate that are haters. You know what I mean? There are
always
people, but they're not creators. Yeah. Most of them are customers. They're consumers.
Precisely. Yeah. And hey, man, I never make a secret of the fact that I'm a huge lefty, and I felt nothing but welcome here. Felt nothing but love here, because I'm not trying to stick a sock in anybody's mouth. I'm not trying to preach to anybody, I'm not trying to convert anybody, We're here to make kick-ass comic books.
Yeah, they'll run and let them. They'll get louder as we're scarier, but that just means we have to keep pushing with good, successful books and business and have a good time, because that's what needs to happen.
Yeah, the higher you ride, the more people will try and tear you down.
Absolutely. And the fact that they're coming at us this hard, that's an indication that we've made a big splash, that we've caught their attention. And,
well, I kind of think they're trying to attack the surrounding from the big number of successes. I mean,
of course.
Yeah, and now Vaughn is still a big number success, but I
was most definitely. Well,
here's the thing, man. Like I want to get to where, like my name is openly like scorned in comics because I want to be the force that takes them on. Like I'm not here to make friends with these fucking assholes. Like they can step the fuck out of my fucking way while I tell good fucking stories that are so good that they have to admit they're good, and they have to deal with me at conventions, and they have to deal with me maybe being on a panel sometimes. And to them, that's like us closing in. And it's like, well, yeah, sure it is, but we're also just kind of bringing the fun back to comics. And so I would like to be a controversial name on a panel someday. I don't give a fuck. Like if it makes me hated by them more, that's what I want. Scorn my fucking name all you fucking can. Because, I'm here to fucking make like Monster MD's, I think, going to do really well once it comes out. I think it's going to be a good start to something. Maybe people try to hate it on it. I don't care. I'm proud of what I'm doing, and I hope everyone just has fun with it and wants more. But and then I'm going to do a different type of book. I'm thinking for my follow-up instead of just doing the number
idea.
2. I feel like really most people tell me it's a bad idea, but now everyone's like, dude, good idea. I'm like, okay.
It is.
I'm different. I wanted to flex like a darker side of myself, but at the same time, the superhero side of myself, because Monster D's more, indie, Hellblazer, whatever. You could see like this at Dark Horse or Image or something. But or Alterna. Wink, wink. Anyway, but it's it's something that I feel like I want to do, and I'm really passionate about it, and I know it would be a hit. I feel like it would be a hit, and it would be doing something that Todd McFarlane said was taking something nobody cares about and then making people care about it is a really powerful thing. And that's kind of what I set out to do here, and I think I can do it. So
Amen, brother. Amen, brother.
Guided me to my next project. I was almost thinking about Monster MD 2, but this other project, this dark, sexy, violent, awesome project just drew me in. That's what happens.
Well, that's the thing is you want to show people that you have some versatility. So what you do is you do Monster MD, then you do another project that maybe is coming from a different direction. Then you do Monster MD 2, and so on and so forth.
Right.
As a writer, I've already done the math. I could juggle probably 10 different series arcs at a time. You know what I mean? Just time wise, I could just from how long it takes me to write something to like how all the things that are involved, because I don't do the illustrations, because just working with all that, it's time consuming. It really is. But considering how much time in the day there is, and as long as I didn't have to work a real job, you know what I mean?
I could do 3 max before my brain would crap out.
Oh, well, I don't know if my brain would crap out or not. I was just doing time wise. I could do 10. Time wise, I have time to do, like, I could work full time writing and put together 10 story arcs constantly, a series, keep them fed.
Yeah, I mean, the main reason that I'm doing, going like, from 6 gun to 6 gun is because I want to finish that first 10 issue arc. Finish that 10 issue arc, and then I'm going to start doing some other stuff. Then I'm going to come with some projects that are going to be that people are going to think are out of left field for me. But Slipstick has a very eloquent comment. He says, "Evening, gentlemen. I've been listening now, sitting down and comfortable. I'm really excited and proud of what quality and talent we see from others that want to have fun in comics." Amen, Slipstick.
Heck yeah, man.
Jolly good time.
Hell yeah.
Well, we've gone 2 1/4. I have some nursing duties tonight, as well as hungry cats that want their dinner.
Of course.
So let's go ahead and sign off. Everybody, make sure you take a moment, if you have not already backed Monster MD. Go to Indiegogo.com. Search Monster MD by going MONSTER. Not Monstar.
Monstard.
I'll do that one.
Monstard.
You search it. It's the first one. It's the first one that comes up. I laugh how Peregrine comes up next to it.
Oh wow! Great 0.5 peeps, killing it.
Oh wait, and there's Slaughter Squad actually. Just so you want to know, you can search your own shit and find Slaughter Squad apparently.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, that's cool. And then Narwhal. Yeah, there's some cool peoples in here.
Yeah,
dude, it's insane. I'm gonna go into debt because of all the books I'm backing.
Yeah, I've backed a lot of books, man.
Yeah, me too.
I actually think I can't wait till they all get here.
I know, right?
Yeah, I'm excited for a lot of them. Everyone should check out Unstitched.
Yes,
killer, and he's not funded yet, so check him out, get him funded, spread the word on Twitter.
Unstitched is not funded yet.
Nope.
Yeah, it's not funded yet.
He's getting close.
It's as we all know, ending tonight, so we gotta hit that up. I feel like I'm leaving out other people who are Oh yeah, there's the Entity. Entity's very short and sweet campaign, ending very very soon. The guy's just I've got no time. 7 days only. See ya. Like this is
What?
short.
I don't think
Yeah.
I've even heard of it. I don't think I've even heard of that one.
Well, he admitted he dropped the ball on advertising, so we scored. We slapped him around for it, and he was like, "Okay, I dropped the ball." So like, but that's why I'm telling you guys, like, trying to help him out.
Yeah, Unstitched needs another like $1,200. So
Come on, people. Come on. This is a worthy project. And that's the thing. We're not going to like tell you or ask you politely to back a project if we don't think it's awesome, if we don't think it's worthy, if we don't think it's symbolic of the kind of quality that you could expect from Comicsgate. This looks like an incredible book. And it's an all ages book, and we need more of those.
And it's very heartfelt. I mean, if you listen to the guy talk about his book, it's awesome. I mean,
yes.
You definitely going
another passion project, man. Another passion project.
It's the start of something cool. You can tell like this is something special in the works. It could be a very cool kids animation. It's got a very cool style to it. Very appealing. It's stylized in all the right ways. That's still like Tim Burton creepy meets. I don't know what to call the cartoonishness of like his humans.
Don Bluth.
You think Don Bluth?
Yeah.
I love Don Bluth. Maybe.
Well,
but
I mean,
this is really cool.
He said that he's heavily inspired by The Secret of Nim, which is like a really kind of dark Don Bluth movie. Very, very good. If you haven't seen it, it's very well worth a look. Have you seen it?
Mice and Rats.
Great, right?
Mice and Rats. Mice and Rats.
I love that. Sorry.
That's all good. But yeah, this looks like an incredible project. People go check it out. We understand also, times are tough. People don't have a lot of money, a lot of disposable income right now. We don't know if there's gonna be a world tomorrow. But if you can back this book, I have, and
if there's not gonna be a world tomorrow, what do you care, right? Back it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
it's that close. So
also tomorrow, we're having Chris from bleedingfool.com back over to talk Whisper crap. So he's going to let us know all that kind of stuff. So bring your questions. We're going to hit him with your questions. And we're going to have a couple of Facebook-based fan base, a couple guys that are creators that follow us on Facebook. So they're not really like part of the norm. But they're but we promote indie comics on this thing, not exclusively Comicsgate. We promote because we don't want to be treated like we're a freaking cult. You know what I mean? Because we're not. So we're not going to act like one on this show. Thank you very much.
We are not we're not gatekeepers. We are gate openers.
And it's really about indie creators working together. You know what I mean? We just because a lot of us have core philosophies about how comics and other movies and things in media have been turned to shit. Instead of developing new product, you fucking kill existing product. And a lot of us hate that, which is kind of what CG is pretty much all based around. You know what I mean? So it's not anything other than that. So you guys, if just come tomorrow, come hang out, come check out some new projects, listen to some of the gossip from what's going on with the people that make a fetish out of trying to attack us, and we will have an interesting evening. It should be interesting.
Most definitely, that rabbit hole goes deep, folks. It goes deep.
Yeah, it does. It'll be interesting to see tomorrow, because I wanted to have non CG guys on at the same time, so we can get a good perspective. You know what I mean? Because obviously, if we're delivering this information, dealing with that to guys who probably never even heard of it, what the fuck's going on at all? You know what I mean? Then they're going to be able to say, well, yeah, this is, you know what I mean? So it'll get a good presentation of how the outside sees CG on a first impression without the BS that surrounds it. Now, these guys probably know that we're CG because they watch the show, obviously, and we talk the fuck out of CG. So
we kind of do.
You know what I mean? So that's not a secret. But you know what I mean? But at the same time, I wanted to try and mix it up. So tomorrow is going to be a good show. So if you guys are watching and here in the chat, make sure you guys come on over and hang out. Vaughn, if you want to hang out on stream tomorrow, I'll send you a link, dude. Just let me know.
All right.
You're always welcome here, brother.
Yeah, definitely. And we're going to sign off now. Thank you very much. And
peace, love, and soul, everybody.
Everybody have a great evening, and we will talk to you tomorrow.